Well, that's not ideal. How's it going, guys? My name is Stu and welcome to a bit of an update video here on the channel. Now, for the last few years, I have been a Football Manager content creator here on YouTube. Disclaimer up front, we're obviously going to be talking about the FM25 delay. We're going to be talking about what that means for my channel. Disclaimer though, I am not someone who creates content as a form of income. The content that I create is purely for my own enjoyment. It's purely because I just enjoy creating it. It's a hobby. I'm a hobbyist FM creator. So I am not affected by the news as much as other people are. If you do watch any of the creators who are kind of relying on it for their income, just make sure whatever they do next, you go and support them. That's what I'm going to be trying to do. So make sure you give them the views, give them the likes, give them the engagement. Make sure that they get as much engagement on their videos as is possible to get them through what is probably going to be a bit of a sticky situation. Right, onto the actual subject of the video. Two subjects today. FM25's delay and what it means for this channel. Starting with the delay. FM25 obviously was announced alongside FM24. We were talking about it for quite a while in terms of how big of a departure it was going to be, the introduction of women's football, all that kind of stuff. It then got a release date, which was later than normal without an early access period, and it also didn't have much in the way of information about it when it first got announced. That is a bit of a concern. I think there was a few small red flags waving, but we were willing to put them down just to see what happened. And well, what's happened is it's been delayed until March. My thoughts on this very, very quickly. It's a game studio. If the game's not ready, we've seen games be released before when they're in no state to be released. They're much, much better off releasing it when it's ready. It's just annoying that this is a time-sensitive game because it's to do with seasonal sports. So that's where it becomes a bit of a problem. Now, March is such a late period in the season for it to come out, but if that's when they believe it's going to be ready, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt on it. Again, it's difficult for me because I only make this as a hobby. If I was a content creator who relied on the income from this game, I might feel slightly differently, but I can only deal with the hand that I've been dealt with, and what I've been dealt with is the opportunity to kind of sit back and go, okay, I've got more content on FM24. I'll deal with that. But I can understand the frustration for some people. I do think, however, some of the reactions have been a little bit overblown. I think if you're thinking, oh, they should just skip FM25 and do FM26, you're dumb. I'm sorry. I just do think that because the studio needs to make money in order to make games. If they can't make the game, they can't make the money. So if you turn around and say that they should miss out on FM25 completely, great. How do they pay for FM26? How do they pay for FM27? You know, you have to stop and think about things like that. So it's not viable for them to just skip this year completely. Is it viable for us as a fan base to boycott the game because of the delay? I think it's being incredibly harsh on Sports Interactive if we do that. You've got every right to do what you want with your money. But I think you should support them still, because I think at the end of the day, this is the biggest change in Football Manager they've ever had. And I think you probably should support them, especially if you've been playing the game for years, because that's years of enjoyment that they've been giving to you. That's my opinion. I'm just going to put it out there right now. Right, enough about the doom and gloom of everything. We're going to talk about what's coming forward on this channel. Now, the original plan was going to be, when FM25 was to release, we were going to dive over into a kind of an early access save, what used to be known as a beta period. We're going to dive into a Spurs save. So Tottenham Hotspur was going to be the club, and that was going to be kind of, this is a decent club to use for us to get acclimatized to FM25. Now there's no point in doing that because there's no FM25 to get acclimatized to just yet. So we're going to be skipping that completely. We'll probably revisit it when the game comes out in March. So that leads us on to the next save, and the next save was going to be what I like to call my career save. Now I didn't do one on FM24 up until this point. We were going to save it for FM25, but we did one on FM23, and I actually did one before I started making content on FM22, and I had a lot of fun making it, to be honest with you. It was a really fun series to do, so I'm looking forward to potentially doing it. And it's basically going to be like a journeyman save with a bit of Road to Glory thrown in as well. The aim is we start at the bottom of the football pyramid on the base game of Football Manager. We're not putting any databases in to kind of make it a bigger kind of pool so we can go all the way down to like the 10th tier of football or anything like that. No, we're going to start at National League North and South. We're going to pick a team from one of those two, and then we're going to build our way up. Last time we did it, we started with Dartford, and we got them promoted to the Football League pyramid. We got them into League 2. We then went to Tranmere, got them promoted to the Premier League within 3 seasons. We then went to Southampton, turned them into one of the biggest teams in England, won the Champions League with them, and then we did a couple of last seasons with Chelsea and Manchester City. We also managed England as well. Don't think we're going to get to do that in FM25, just saying. So that's kind of the flavour of it. It is that kind of stereotypical, we're going to start lower and then we're just going to move clubs if we feel the need to. With the final aim of the save being, we win the Champions League. That is going to be it. We want to be a Champions League winning manager. But there is also a bonus objective, kind of a hard mode objective, which is we want to become the first manager in history to win the Champions League with 3 separate clubs. It's never been done in real life before. Jose Mourinho's won it twice, once with Porto, once with Inter Milan. Pep Guardiola's won it twice with both Barcelona and also now Manchester City. Didn't win it with Bayern Munich, of course. And also the big guy himself, the Don, Carlo Ancelotti, Milan and Real Madrid. He's won it 5 times between those 2 clubs, but no one man has ever won it with 3. So we're going to try and do that. That's the overall end game aim and objective of the save. But we can still class it as a minor success if we do just win the Champions League. So that's the aim of that save. I am looking forward to it. I've been waiting to do it. I did regret my decision not doing it on FM24. Now I get the chance to. But before that, we obviously need to finish the Deportivo save, which I am having a lot of fun with. If you haven't watched it, I'll try and remember to put a playlist up there. I have been having a lot of fun with it. We're in Season 8. Season 8 feels like it's getting towards its natural conclusion. I think Season 9 is where I want to end it. We've got a new stadium coming. I want to get into that new stadium. You know, we've been there for its development. We've been there for the club's development. It would just feel right to get in there. So we're going to try and hang on a little bit longer and get that done. But that's what we're going to be looking to do in the interim between now and FM25. We're going to finish the Deportivo save. We're going to move over to my career. We're going to do that. And once that's finished, we're going to try and drag out as much as we can, of course. And then once that's finished, we will be diving into FM25, probably with Spurs. But who knows, I might change my mind on that as well. But hopefully that all sounds exciting to you. If you're looking forward to seeing what comes forward in the channel, and if you do want to go and watch the Deportivo save, do me a favour, leave a like on the video. And don't forget to subscribe as well, so you don't miss any of the content coming forward in the future. I know this is going to be a difficult period for Football Manager fans, but we've still got a very good game in FM24 to play. Let's enjoy that for a little bit longer. It's the last in this cycle of Football Manager. Let's enjoy it for a little bit longer, and then we can go forward and hopefully enjoy the brand new game. That's what I'm planning to do. But listen, I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and hopefully I will see you in a future video. Cheers.